All right, welcome back to some Stellaris. Once again, in a situation where I've got about 20 minutes, I guess, here before I have to go and get ready to go to work again. Hopefully, there's no alarms that are going to go off this time. I just have to keep my eye on the clock down here. All right, when we left off, I'd shown you several things. We were here at Sol. We had gotten our research going, I believe it was. Yeah, our technology. Y'all remember we had chosen to go after global energy management, we going after planetary unification, and going after standardized corvette patterns. Trying not to be as... I remember watching a playthrough of Total Annihilation with Total Biscuit, where he once described himself playing RTS games as a filthy, dirty turtle, and I tend to be the same kind of thing. I like to turtle up in all of my games. I'm trying to try to balance my desire to to go down the research and science path with trying to balance that out with keeping up with military technology as well. So we got that. Next up, let's go out here. Let's look at the system around us. Let's look at the Milky Way, or whatever this particular galaxy is called. Oh, we got some things. The Twin Fangs Nebula is over here. Okay, what do we got up here? Nebulas block your sensors and can work. The Weeping Ghost Nebula. Kirin Dust Clouds. Tylenok Expanse. The Little Ghost Nebula, and the Crossroads Nebula. We got two Ghost Nebulas and a Fangs Nebula. Were they celebrating Halloween up here at the time? It's a Galactic Halloween. Okay, another big difference between this version of Stellaris and the original Stellaris that I played is back when I played it, you had an option whenever you chose your when you chose your what empiring people and all you picked, one of the other things that you chose besides just what species and planet and preferences and that kind of stuff, you also chose one of 3 different faster than light systems. You got to choose hyperlanes, which is what these are. You know, you go out and you make a jump basically, or make a jump, yeah, let's call it a jump, from one star to another along these hyperlanes. For instance, I can go from Sol to Bernard Star up here, but I can't go from Sol up to this star without going through Bernard Star to get to it. You know, and I can't go from here to whatever this one is without going through Sooth, I think that's called, or Sool over here. I have to go this way to get it. So this is kind of a choke point. So that was your hyperlane travel. The difference with it, you know, the disadvantage of it, other than the fact you had prescribed routes that you had to go to, you had to go out a certain distance. You had to go out here where you see these arrows and hit the hyperlanes. If you were sitting here at Mercury, you had to get your ships all the way out here to take off. The other kind of faster than light travel that they had warp drives. And warp drives, you didn't have to travel to the edge of the system. You could jump from anywhere in the system, and you didn't have to travel along these lines. If I wanted to go from here to there, I could jump if I had a good enough warp engine. Your warp engines had a certain range that they could travel, and the higher the tech, the further out they went. So, you know, with a warp drive that had a good range on it, I could go from here to there without having to go through Alpha Centauri first to get there. I could make it in one jump. So you had that. The disadvantage on it was that it had to be charged up. You know, whenever you did your jump, it used up the entire charge on your jump drive, so you had to recharge your jump engines. And until that happened, you were pretty much a sitting duck as far as being able to jump out of trouble. So that was a disadvantage of that. And the third one was wormholes. I didn't remember exactly how wormholes went. I think you sent out these I know that what you did is you built a wormhole here. Let's say I wanted to go from here to there. You built a wormhole here, and you'd eventually build a wormhole there, and whenever you drove into the wormhole, you instantly traveled, no travel time whatsoever, you instantly traveled to this star over here, to wherever you built the other jump gate. The thing is, to get there, you had to send out, if I remember correctly, it's been a long time, a very slow ship that had to travel, basically sublight or whatever, to get over here to it. And then once it finally got there to it, then you could build a star base and build your jump drive or your wormhole. They got rid of that about 2 years into the game because the stuff that they were wanting to do, and it just got really very difficult to balance things. It's like, how do you balance combat and stuff between someone who has to travel along here, someone who can jump immediately into your system from anywhere if they've got a proper jump, or someone who can, build a wormhole here and a wormhole here and instantly move all the way across the galaxy. How do you balance those three things? So it wasn't a clear paper, rock, scissors. So they eventually just went to hyper lanes, narrowed it all down, and made it so that it was easier for them to balance things with. But as I said, as we come out here, you see Sol here. We got Bernard Star and Alpha Centauri. And the little symbol off to the left, this little planet, means that these have planets that are potentially habitable. As you see, there are potentially habitable. Bernard Star has a desert world, which we could settle. It's at a 20%. We don't really like desert worlds. We don't really like Tatooine. Sand gets everywhere. So it would only be a 20%, but we could inhabit it, colonize it. And over here, we have a continental world. Whoops, I'm sorry. The 20 is the size of it. 20 is the size of it. Continental world over here, which is a 15. It's smaller than the 20, but we love continental worlds. It probably have at least an 80% for us. So we're going to send our first scout ship out here to Alpha Centauri to see if we can scan this system and build a star base and grab it, since it has a world that we can use. So let's go back on into Sol again. And this is where we'll start giving our ships orders for the first time. So we need our science ship right there, the Lagrange.
This is our science ship, which is used to survey astronomical objects such as planets in a star system. A planet needs to be surveyed in order to make its resources visible.
All right, our leader is Tom Cartwright. He's the head of research. He is in charge of that. His research speed is plus 5%. So that's his empire. He doesn't have any, it doesn't look like he has any available for scientist, any kind of special thing. So we're going to sit there. We have chosen it, so let's go back out here. And you could have clicked on it here as well, if you could get in there. But we're going to send the Lagrange out to, our intel is low. We're going to right click on it and do survey system, because we want to send him along that hyperlane out there and get that system started surveyed. So that shows you what he's going to do. The Atlantic here.
This is our construction ship, which is used to construct space stations. When an astronomical object, such as a planet, has been surveyed, we can order this ship to build a research station or a mining station to exploit any resources it may have.
And that's what we're going to do. They also are used to build star bases. Basically, your science ship are the equivalent of your scouts. Think of Civilization. The science ships are the equivalent of the scouts that you send out to find things, and the construction ships are the equivalents of your workers. And when we get around to colony ships, they're, of course, your equivalent of your settlers. Okay? So we're going to send him. The green ones are ones that we have already got bases on and things. Or mining research stations, whatever. Mars, for instance, we could, if we build a mining station on Mars, we can get 2 minerals from that. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's go over here. Let's build a mining station, which costs 100 minerals to build it. And that takes us down to plus 28. If we were to cancel that before he gets there, we'd get our 100 back. Okay. So we've got our construction ship going out to do something. We got the science ship going out to do something. Saul.
Star System's starbase. These upgradable stations mark star system ownership and are most often tasked with producing all types of ships.
Okay. So understood. It also tells you can do modules and all that, build modules on them. That's what these spaces are, so that you can build extra defenses, offenses, trade stations, that kind of stuff. I want to go to shipyard because I want to get working on another science ship. I like to have, just like in Civilization, I like to have at least 2 scouts going out and about and figuring out what all's around me. You notice that takes, science ship takes 100 alloys. And that's going to wipe out our alloys. We had enough to produce 1 ship. So that is going to be climbing. We get 13 a month. But I wanted to show you that. We get 80 energy a month, which is the equivalent of money. We've talked about that. 28 minerals a month, which is what you need to, minerals are turned into alloys, they're turned into consumer goods, they're kind of like the most important resource. Then we have food, which is how you grow your population. We have consumer goods, which is one of the ways you keep your population happy. That's all your luxury items and your cell phones and your big screen TVs and all that. And then you have your alloys, which is how you build ships and star bases. So that's the lowest thing. I want to make sure that we continue getting alloys come in. So I'm going to go to Earth.
This is our homeworld and the capital of our empire. The planet's summary screen, which we are currently looking at, provides an overview of the planet's important statistics and allows us to set a designation if desired, as well as the option to automate the planet.
Yes. All right. So here's, you see the planet screen. This is the Earth. It's continental world, 100%. Our people are happy. Our stability is a 77, which is pretty good. We have 32 population. Here's the stuff. We have 1 available job right now. We have no unemployment. No pops aren't working. 11 amenities, which is good. That's keeping people happy. 8 housing, so nobody's homeless. And 8 crime right now, 8% crime. We may need to start working on that in a bit. It may get better as soon as we click off pause. We still haven't actually gotten the game going yet. But yeah, I'll show you the difference here. I'll throw up a screen from the past. It used to be tiles. You had, for instance, if this had 18, planet size was 18, you had a thing here that would have 18 tiles. And you would move your people on it like in Civilization, like in old Civ 4, the way you would have around your city. You would have tiles and you would assign each individual population to one of the tiles. That's not the way it works anymore. It works districts and buildings, and you build your districts and you build your buildings, and the population settles into the buildings and work. This is one of the things that's going to be changing in like April or May when 4.0 comes out, because they say that the way the game works is every single individual population is individually calculated. So each one of these 32 pops right here is individually calculated every day or every month or whatever, every tick, as to how much it consumes and how much it produces and how much trade it makes and all that kind of stuff. So in the end of the game, where you got this sprawling empire with all these colonies everywhere and all the empires around you that you're going to eventually come across have all their pops, it really slows the game down and makes it lag. So that's one of the things that's going to be changing. So let's see if we can learn how to do it really good right before they change it again. So we've got a district. The districts are city districts. That's where your admin, that's how you get trade values and amenities. You got your industrial districts. That's what turns minerals into consumer goods and alloys. Generator district is what makes energy credits or your money. Mining districts produce minerals, of course, and agricultural districts produce food. Now, as I said, I want alloys. So I'm going to go into the industrial district here, and we're going to produce, as you see, we can't do a lot. There's only 2 industrial districts open. So it's not going to be an industrial planet. It's going to be much more a generator or an agricultural planet here. But we are going to put in an alloy foundry. Alloy foundry, planet limit is 1. We build it with 400 minerals, which we do not have yet. So that's going to keep us from building it right now. Let's keep an eye on when we hit 400. But 400 minerals, they give us 2 metallurgy jobs, and the metallurgists turn minerals into alloys. So those 2 metallurgists, as you see, the jobs production will be 8.89, and it'll take 12 minerals to keep us going. So we're going to build an alloy foundry as soon as we get the minerals to do it with. So that has what is currently blocking us from doing anything on Earth. So let's go ahead, let's hit... take it off of pause. Let things run at normal speed. You should see our ship start moving here. Boy, they're flying along. Alright, he has come over here. That one is headed for the jump site. The construction ship is over here working on building the mine. Let's stop for a second. There you go. You see my science ship is jumping. Once it hits these hyperlanes, they move fast. So it is already moving out here. It is already almost 2/3 of the way to Alpha Centauri. I want to jump back into Earth right quick. I want to zoom in on where the construction ship is. And actually, can you go here, I think? And then go... Move the camera. Yep, there we are. See, there's our construction ship. There's the Atlantic, and there is the mining station that it is currently building. So when that's complete, it'll have a bar over it. It'll tell us that it's collecting the 2 minerals from Mars here. And let's jump back out. Let's go where to see this as it finishes its jump. There it is. Now we're going to pause. And I'm going to jump into Alpha Centauri. Well, that didn't do it. Let's click on Alpha Centauri right there. That'll take it to us. There we go. As you see our science ship there, let's click on it. It will show you the path that it's going to take through the Alpha Centauri system. It's going to go to these planets one at a time. It's going to hit Proxima B, which is a barren world. It'll go here, which is the star. There's a gas giant. Sometimes I want to send it a molten world, a barren world. There we go. That's the continental world. I'm going to send it there first. Tell it to go here. There. It tries to take, when it first comes in, it tries to take the quickest path. I would like it to hit this continental world first and get busy exploring it so that we can see how worthy it's going to be. Let's keep an eye on the Atlantic up there. It's doing fine. We're already up to 40 alloys. We're up to 84 minerals. All right.
Construction completed.
Okay, we will put that. We will pause it. And there you see our science ship sending out its survey beacons using all of its sensors to explore the planet down here. And hopefully Alpha Centauri 3 is going to be a very nice planet for us. Hopefully that's going to be somewhere we can see next. Alright, let's go back over here to Sol. It has finished its construction. we could just tell it, and you can tell that it's sleeping. You see the red Z's and everything as it sleeps, and it has completed. Come on. There you go. Trying to do that and use WASD at the same time. There's our completed mining station, all lit up. See, upkeep is 1 energy. It has 2,000 hull points, 1,000 armor. It's all lit up. It's working. The happy miners are going to work downstairs. And our construction ship needs something to do. So we are going to send it. I know we haven't done everything yet. We're going to send it to... over here, Titan. Saturn has got 2 energy that we can collect, and Titan has got 2 research points that we can collect. So we are going to send it over here and tell it to start building a research station around Titan. Okay. And we'll let it start moving. There you go, as it flies along. And their speeds, you know, you have normal speed, you have slow and slowest, and you can speed it up to faster and fastest. We're going to pause that for a second. Here's our toast saying that it's completed the construction of a mining station. If you click that, it'll go to the Atlantic. Double click it to the location. We've already looked at it, so we will right click it and get rid of that little block there. All right, so that shows you where we are, what we've got going on. Once we get enough to build another... once we get up to that 100 here and we can build another science ship, I'm going to send it over here to Barnard Star to see what's happening over there. And I may even make a 3rd one and send it down this way, especially since we're human. We can have up to 3 scientists, if I remember correctly, because of our inquisitive trait that we can have. So I'll probably get a 3rd science ship and send it down this path and see what's going on out this way. All right, so while we got that going on, that is where I'm going to stop it. I got to go and shower right quick and get ready for work tonight. And then tomorrow night, it's going to be playing Deep Rock Galactic for the first time in a couple of weeks. Either Mindfiend has been busy or sick, or I've been busy or sick. So it's been several weeks now since we've been able to play Deep Rock and kill some bugs. I am looking forward to it so much. Get online with Bro and do some hardcore dwarven ass kicking. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming along here. And I'll see if I can't get this edited during my lunch hour tonight. And hopefully get it up. See you then. Bye-bye.